Have you ever encountered someone who can lie, cheat, or backstab effortlessly while maintaining a pleasant demeanor? This is the hallmark of a dishonorable individual, someone devoid of a guiding conscience. Such people place their own desires above fundamental morals and lack the inner compass that helps us navigate life with integrity. They can tell the most outrageous, harmful lies without batting an eye. They betray your trust, inflict suffering, and then simply move on. No apologies, no regrets. Because where their conscience should be, there is only a chilling void. This goes beyond telling harmless lies. It involves weaving intricate webs of deceit and manipulating others for personal gain. They may rationalize their actions by blaming you, twisting the truth, and doing whatever it takes to evade responsibility. They sleep soundly at night, undisturbed by the havoc they wreak. It's a terrible darkness to realize that some people feel nothing as they trample over your heart to achieve their desires. Remember, your conscience is a precious gift. It is that inner voice that warns you when you're about to stray from your values. The moment you recognize individuals who see all sorts of actions as permissible, and who might do anything for their own benefit, keep your distance. At all costs, do not let them intrude even slightly into your life. A prevalent behavior among such unscrupulous people is their talent for crafting ingenious excuses for their mistakes. Their apologies often ring hollow, don't they? We all make mistakes, of course. But a genuine admission of fault carries a different weight. You can see the regret in their eyes and hear the sincerity in their voices, making you believe they will strive to do better next time. However, some individuals excel at making their excuses sound like a symphony. They weave stories so intricate and emotionally charged that you almost feel guilty for holding them accountable. Suddenly, their wrongdoing becomes a product of circumstances, a heartbreaking tale that tugs at your emotions. You find yourself wanting to console them, convinced they're not at fault. Instead of facing their flaws, they twist narratives, blur the lines of responsibility, or play the victim. Their excuses transform into elaborate shields designed to deflect any sense of personal accountability. They are so brazen that they disregard even the most definitive evidence. Telling these people that they were wrong is as futile as trying to write on the sun with ice. While life can sprout from the most unlikely places, like seeds from rotten logs or mushrooms in decay, these individuals only know how to destroy. And they do it so skillfully that you almost feel sorry for them. This is the behavior of someone who has mastered dishonor. They understand the power of emotional connection, how to portray themselves as victims, and how to trigger your empathy. Don't get swept away by their performance. Remember, true regret doesn't need a dramatic monologue. It is a quiet acceptance of responsibility and a commitment to learn and do better. If someone in your life is constantly making excuses for their bad behavior, take a step back. Don't get sucked into their web of justifications. Understand that a person unwilling to face their flaws is unlikely to change. Protect yourself from further harm by keeping your distance and refusing to engage in this cycle of self-deception. Next, beware of hypocritical deceivers, those who mask themselves as friends but harbor a poisonous heart. The hypocrite showers you with praise one moment and destroys you the next. These individuals thrive on building a false sense of security, lulling you into trust before striking. Their smiles are deceptive, and their words are empty promises. They may act like your ally by offering support and encouragement, but behind your back, they twist your stories, undermine your efforts, and sabotage your path. They crave the illusion of friendship while secretly delighting in your failures. The pain of such betrayal runs deep, violating your sense of trust and shattering any illusion of genuine connection. Remember, loyalty and kindness cannot be imitated forever. Pay attention not only to words but also to actions, and stay away from people who make you feel like warmth is just an act, not a genuine emotions. Additionally, be cautious of those who are slaves to their bodies or belongings. We live in a world obsessed with appearances, perfect figures, designer clothes, and the latest gadgets. However, being a slave to the material and physical leads to spiritual emptiness. An excessive focus on fleeting beauty, dishonorable sexuality, or worldly possessions reveals a shallowness where true honor and integrity have no value. Those who define themselves solely by their bodies are consumed by anxieties. They fear aging, becoming flawed, or losing their temporary youth. In conclusion, protect yourself from these toxic individuals. Recognize their patterns, maintain your distance, and prioritize genuine connections based on mutual respect and integrity. This hopeless attachment to the physical leads to jealousy, constant comparison, and devaluing others who don't fit their narrow standards of beauty. A person trapped in this mindset neglects their intrinsic value and prioritizes appearances over actions. They overlook compassion, kindness, and quiet strength of character. Remember, our bodies are temporary vehicles. It is the choices we make, the love we give, and the legacy we leave behind that truly define us. In the fifth secret, beware of those who do not keep their promises. We are surrounded by empty words rising from the deceitful breaths of hollow people, so hold tight to those who honor their commitments. A truly honorable person understands that a promise is not just an ordinary word but a sacred commitment. Their words carry weight, and they strive to keep their promises even when faced with inconveniences or changing circumstances. Those who easily break their promises reveal a fundamental lack of integrity. They treat trust carelessly, not understanding the bonds of respect and trustworthiness that form the basis of strong relationships. They demonstrate that their personal interests take priority over the promises they make to others. Look for people who mean yes when they say yes, and no when they say no. If you find yourself constantly let down by someone who breaks promises without genuine remorse, be cautious. Recognize that those who speak lightly are likely to disregard other important values as well. Keep yourself away from people whose words can break as easily as glass. Their lack of honesty will only bring disappointment and disillusionment into your life. Have you ever been the subject of whispered rumors spread like wildfire by an unseen enemy? Unscrupulous people feed on gossip. While they maintain a friendly demeanor to your face, they enjoy destroying your reputation with half-truths and malicious insinuations. This cowardly tactic is driven by jealousy, insecurity, or a misguided sense of superiority. Imagine the pain of learning that someone you thought was a friend is gleefully spreading lies behind your back. Your trust in them shatters, replaced by a sickening wave of betrayal. Dishonest people don't care about the damage they cause. Their words become weapons, leaving wounds that never fully heal. A person of true character understands the power of words and refuses to engage in idle gossip that undermines trust and unity. Instead, they handle problems with honesty and respect, seeking direct solutions rather than engaging in destructive backbiting. If you find yourself surrounded by people who enjoy speaking ill of others, consider it a sign of their own weakness of spirit. Don't stoop to their level. Don't let their poison infect you. Rise above the negativity and refuse to participate in the rumor mill. Remember, the words we use to describe others say much more about ourselves than they can about our targets. Another type of unscrupulous person is the one who always blames others for their problems. Have you ever known someone who never seemed to make mistakes? Their failures are always due to external factors. Their shortcomings are always someone else's fault. This shifting of blame is characteristic of dishonorable people who lack the courage to confront their own flaws. By refusing to acknowledge their shortcomings, they deprive themselves of the opportunity to grow. Unwilling to embark on the path of self-improvement, they remain stuck in a cycle of excuses. Their pride and fear prevent them from taking ownership of their choices and the consequences that follow. Don't let their excuses become your burden. Recognize their tendency to shift blame for what it truly is, a flimsy shield against real self-examination. Refuse to accept responsibility for their failures and distance yourself from those who find solace in victimhood rather than in the power of personal responsibility. In last place are the manipulators. Dishonorable people view relationships as transactions, a means to get ahead. They flatter you and build a false sense of closeness just enough to get what they want. Their kindness is always conditional, their support calculated. Their compliments seem a little too targeted, their interest in your life surprisingly intense. At first, it almost feels like a flattering, nice show of attention. But be careful, the charming exterior often hides a ruthless manipulator. To these types of people, you are a tool, a step on the ladder of ambition. They examine you, probing for your weaknesses, hopes, and fears. While they generously offer help, their favors are designed to make you feel indebted. Your talents, connections, and even your deepest secrets become currency that they use for their own benefit. This type of manipulation can be subtle, disguised as kindness or friendly advice. They might use their connections to promise help to advance their own agenda or take advantage of your vulnerabilities by playing on your emotions to get you to act against your interests. They are master observers, and when they see a tiny crack in your soul, they work to widen and tear that crack apart. They will never regret stepping on you or crushing you just to get 1 inch higher. Don't make yourself a pawn in their self-serving games. If a relationship constantly leaves you feeling drained, questioned, or used, it's time to trust your instincts. Real connection doesn't come with an invisible price tag. True friends and colleagues uplift you and support your goals without demanding endless payback. Protect yourself and never confuse calculated manipulation with kindness. Dear friends, we have come to the end of our content here. If you have suggestions for future videos, please write to us. If you liked our video, be sure to hit the like button and check out our entire playlist about Stoicism. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel and turn on notifications. Stay wise.